All right, it is now 10:20. That will bring on our first team today, and that is, of course, the Ouachita Tigers, picked second in the preseason poll as released yesterday. Joining us today, head coach Todd Knight, as well as student athletes Peyton, Stafford, and Anthony Freeman. Coach, first, welcome to the day. We'll have an opening statement from you to start, and then questions for you and your student athletes will follow.
You bet. The first thing I would say, Eric, just thanks to you and Will.
Coach, I think
and
you're still muted, but Coach.
Still muted? No.
We can hear you, Coach.
Okay.
Eric, you may need your volume up.
Audra, I'm thankful you're on there. Got me, Eric?
Yep, go ahead, Coach. Yep.
Okay. All right. So, first I'd like to say, thanks to the conference, thanks to you and Will and the entire staff for putting it on. I think this is important to do it. I think it's important to highlight our student athletes. And, for me to be on here with two of the guys that I have so much respect for in Peyton Stafford and Anthony Freeman, I'll do a little introduction of those guys first, talk about the team just a little bit and the staff, and then I'll turn it over. I would say you'd want to ask those guys a lot more questions than me. Two first-class guys. Peyton Stafford, he's been here almost as long as I have. This guy's been here a while. He's a all-conference player. He's an all-region player. He's an all-American. He was unanimous team captain, voted in the spring for this year, and just look forward to going through the year with a guy like Peyton on offense. What a leader and what a guy. Same thing I would say about Anthony Freeman. Anthony's also an all-conference player. He's all-region. I may be mistaken, but I think he was second in sacks with 7.5. I think he was maybe fourth in tackles for loss. Just an outstanding player. He was voted our defensive team captain in the spring, unanimous. So that says a lot about you, when your teammates vote you as captain. The next thing I would say to you guys, it's just an honor to be a coach, to sit here right now, represent college football, to represent our conference, and especially for me to get a chance to be the head football coach at Ouachita. That's a huge honor for me, and represent the guys that play for us. It's pretty special. We've got a good culture. We've got a good team, and to be a part of that is pretty special. I would also say our coaching staff. We got a wonderful coaching staff. Most of those guys are back from last year, really back from the last 10 years. And those guys do a great job. Our success really goes back to our student athletes and to our coaches. Both of those groups have been really good. And then the last thing I'm going to say, I'm going to say a little something about that coaches poll since Will brought it up. The American Football Coach Association, that's pretty important to coaches. Will's right. It doesn't select playoff teams, but it's a great indicator, and it's what our coaches think. It's what our coaches believe the top 25 is, and we have a voter in our league that's pretty good too, and so we're appreciative of that. We also follow the D2 top 25. We think that's an important poll, and we think they're both good indicators, and we're appreciative to that. But Will is right. The NCAA and the committees, they make the final decisions on the playoffs. But with that, I'll turn it over to my guys or questions, Eric, that you guys have for us. We're looking forward to the season. We've had a great spring. We've had a great summer of volunteer work. So I'm looking forward to getting into the fall. We know it's a great league. We know anybody can beat anybody. So excited about going into the fall in a great league.
Coach, thank you. Like I said, we'll let Joey here ask the first question, and then we will go from there.
All right. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Eric. And I'd like to address this one to Peyton, too. Peyton, part of a strong offensive line, All-American last season. And I know, that your team obviously appreciates you as well, but you're not the only guy coming back. You have a lot of starters returning from last season's offensive line. And so you have a lot of friends to help you get by when you need to, but talk about coming back and playing for this team one more time here and what that means this year.
Absolutely. Excuse me. So the COVID gave me an extra opportunity to come back and spend a little bit more time with this family and this group of guys that I've known for the past 6 years. And our offensive line isn't changing from last year to this year. So we've got a really cool bond, a really cool connection among us, a brotherhood, really. We've got, 7 guys that could start any given day. And it's just really cool to be a part of a group that's as close as we are and that pushes each other like we do.
Anthony, I'll go ahead and ask you a question also just to get started too, because, I know that you've been a big part of this defense now, and it's really pretty cool that Coach Knight has a couple of linemen that are representing the team. Lots of times might be somebody else, but he has linemen that are coming out to represent the Tigers today. Talk about what that means and the statement that you think it says for what your side of the ball can do.
Yes, sir. It means a lot. He could have had TJ in there, but the running backs and the wide receivers get all the shine. But it's good to have the offense and the defense on here. But yes, the defense, we're loaded. We have a good young D line, good DBs. They're young too. We have depth, a lot of depth at linebacker position. We got wheels, a lot of wheel linebackers. Got a good Mike linebackers, Terrell Gibson. He was all conference last year. He's really good. We have guys like Kenta Jones, real good, and he was top 10 in PBUs this year. So yeah, I feel like we'll be a great defense this year.
Coach, I'll ask one more question if Eric gives me that opportunity. And that
Yeah.
we're talking about the coaching staff being consistent then for a decade. This is a team and a program that has 13 consecutive winning seasons coming into this year. A fantastic record to hold your hat on. Now, I realize it's another year. So last year was last year and you're heading on into this year. But talk about what consistency in a program like that can mean.
Well, it means a whole lot, and really you kind of pointed it out. We're sitting here talking to 2 linemen, and that's really the leadership of our football team, those 2 guys. And, they've been here 6 of those years in that decade you just talked about. So it makes a big difference to have retention of players and retention of coaches. I can't say enough about our staff. I mean, we've been together a long time. Jay Derby, longtime offensive coordinator, Roy Thompson, longtime defensive coordinator, Coach Shockley, long time on the offensive line, but he coordinates as well our recruiting. Those 3 guys have just done a great job, and the rest of our staff as well. So retention's critical. It's critical for us to keep doing what we're doing and try to be competitive every year. And I can tell you right now, our success is because of 2 guys like you're looking at on that computer screen right now. Two great individuals, good players, but even better young men. And I feel the same way about the staff. Our staff's all about trying to create the total man, the mental, the physical, the spiritual. And, when you do that, football games become easy. It's about life and life skills, and our guys do a great job teaching that. So, Joy, I appreciate the question.
To Jacob and RJ, I'll jump in real quick. Outside of obviously the end of season rivalry you have with Henderson State, what road trip or opponent do you get most looking forward to and seeing where it falls on the calendar?
Well, I can tell you right now, all that matters to us is game 1, and that's at Oklahoma Baptist. I mean, that's as good a rival as you get right there. So that's the one we're looking at. We have a lot of respect for what those guys have done. They've done a great job in their program. They had the playoff, I say the playoff win. They had the bowl win at the end of the year. They finished in the top of the league. Nobody throws the ball like those guys. They're a dangerous opponent to start with. So really, I can't see past that. If I start looking past that, I may get in trouble. I tell you what, I don't know that I would sleep. So it's hard enough to sleep thinking about having to open with Oklahoma Baptist.
Peyton and Anthony, again, similar question. Which opponents beyond Henderson in the first one? What ones do you most look forward to seeing on the schedule?
I think that this has just kind of been ingrained in me since I've been here, but we really take the aspect of, like Coach Knight said, not getting too ahead of ourselves. So we're focused right now on Oklahoma Baptist, and that has our full effort, our full mind. But other than that, there's some really intense rivalries in the conference. I mean, obviously with Harding and Henderson, I mean, literally any team, any week can beat you. So you just got to take it week by week and do your best.
So Anthony, if you're there, and so again, the same question to you.
Yes, sir. Like Coach Knight and Peyton said, yes, sir. We take it one game at a time. But yeah, the good games, really good, like rivalry games, Harden, Henderson, Battery Devine. Well, any game, any team could beat you though. So you really got to stay on your toes at all times.
Coach, I have another question. As Commissioner Pruitt was talking about the fact that this league plays well and it's very strong, and there are NFL players that come out of this league. You had an NFL player that was drafted from last season's team as well, and in Gregory Jr. I know it's a nice thing to hang your hat on, I'm sure, as a coach and as a program, but that means he's not there. So other players are stepping up.
Well, yeah, we're very proud of Greg Jr. And of course, he's in camp in Jacksonville right now. I'm proud of the other guys too that have made that. But, that's not our ultimate goal of being an NFL player. There's a lot of guys that we're proud of that have not done that. But, we're very proud that that's happened. But you're right, Greg Jr.'s gone. But Anthony mentioned it a while ago. We probably got more depth because of recruiting in the secondary than we've had in a long time. There'll be some young faces that'll roll in and play, but we've got some veterans too. I mean, you talk about Andrew Hayes, guys like that are coming back. Anthony mentioned Kenta Jones a while ago. What a player he is, and then you're going to see some sophomores and juniors out there that you hadn't heard a lot of, but they're really, really good players. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun to build that secondary. Coach Dean is as good as there is in the secondary. Coaching the secondary, those kids are close as well, and they'll do a great job back there.
I know that Chris has a question. Chris Babb has a question for you guys if you're available, Chris.
Yeah, sure. Coach and Peyton. Peyton already talked about the offensive line returning. You also have running backs and receivers returning. One of the questions at quarterback, Grant Allen played last year, Riley Harmson mixed this year. Peyton, I guess, or Coach Knight, if you could talk about the offense, and then Peyton, if you could talk about, this is a quarterback who might be new, but has been with the program for a full year. So Peyton, if you could, as an offensive lineman, talk about that, but Coach, first maybe talk about the offense in general with Riley, the quarterback.
Well, it starts with our staff, and I've already mentioned those guys. They do a great job. And then for me, the leadership is up front. I mean, those guys, we have a phenomenal offensive line. Peyton mentioned it a while ago. I mean, there's probably 7 or 8 guys that could start for us right now. We're building depth. We'll build depth through camp. So we're excited about that. Our tight end is back, Hunter Swoboda. Our receiving core with Connor Flanagan, Justin Dean, Tucker Swoboda. You got guys like that are going to be out there that are really good players. And naturally, our running backs, I hate to say running back, but our running backs, we've got a lot of depth there with TJ Cole, the leading rusher, All-American. He's back, for his senior year. You've got Kendall Givens and Zaylen Falls, Isaac Edwards. You've got a bunch of great players at the running back position too. And the comment I would make about quarterback, and I know Peyton he'll wrap this up for you, but we're excited about having our starter back. Riley was the starter coming into 21, was injured in the summer. We're excited about him, but I will say this about Grant Allen. I mean, Grant Allen got us to 9 wins, Chris. He may be one of the top backups in the country. To have a guy like that's in your backup role that can lead a team to 9 wins is pretty incredible, and really didn't know he was going to be the starter until about a month before the season started last year when Riley went down. So we're excited to have Riley, but I can tell you what, we're excited to have Grant Allen too, maybe the best backup in the country. So excited about our quarterback situation and that depth.
Yes, sir. And just building off what Coach Knight said about the quarterback deal, Riley Harms came in as a transfer, and he earned our whole team's respect in an instant. The kid's work ethic is like nothing I've ever seen. I mean, I like to think that I have a good work ethic, but that kid works me under the table. He's up here all the time, meeting with coaches, meeting with our offensive coordinator, constantly watching film. The kid is he's an animal, and he demands respect just because of his work ethic. We were fully supporting him coming into the 21 season. When he went down, Grant Allen stepped up in a huge way. And, he was a crucial role to the team. Obviously, he did what he needed to do. We're extremely excited to have Riley back there this year. Can't wait to see what he does back there.
We're just about out of our allotted time with Coach Knight and the Ouachita players. If there's any final question, we'll take it now. Otherwise, we will dismiss the Tigers and thank you for being our first interviews here. So, Joey Press, if you have one more, we'll let you have the final say.
Thank you, Eric. Coach, as always, I know you're looking for a fantastic season, and I know you don't want to look too far behind ahead of Oklahoma Baptist, so I won't ask you to do that. But coming off another stellar season, having won 3 consecutive conference championships prior to last season, 9-2 on the season last year, what do you say to your kids going into 2022?
Well, I've been in a situation that at another school where we were picked first and we finished last. I've been at a school where we were picked last and finished first. So, you can really throw all that stuff out. Really, none of that matters. What matters is good culture, a good group of kids that are going to work hard every day and not get on a roller coaster. You've got to come to work every day. Our league, I'm sitting here, I see Coach Smiley on there right now. The respect I have for him in Southern Arkansas and in every school in our league, our guys could tell you. I mean, if I wasn't on here, they'd tell you that respect that we have for each opponent that we play. So we realize the breaks and injuries are huge when you come in, and you've got to get those. You've got to have those breaks. I like our football team. I'm excited about it, but every day is an interview, and that's kind of the approach we have to take. So we're looking forward to it. And again, if this is closing out for us, appreciate you guys doing this, and especially highlighting our players today with Anthony and Peyton and our team. And also just, I see Coach Smiley on there again, just say welcome to him into the conference. Excited about those guys being there. He's first-class guy, and we'll turn it over to Southern Arkansas and you guys as well.
Coach, success to you all this season. Seriously, Anthony and Peyton, success to you all. Have a great year.
Thank you, guys.